Kalkadosh Boker Or, Bekiim Halacha 5, day 52, Siman 33. Now we're going to the next Siman, right? Lamed Gimel. There's going to be Halacha He. Halacha He is talking about now the tanning of the leather, because we're not now talking about the tefillin straps. So now we're going to say as follows: Or Retzuot, Tzarich Sheyeh Meubad Lishmo. So whenever it has to be meubad, when they're doing the process of the tanning, it has to be done lishma. Lishma means L'shem kedushat tefillin. Ubdiavad, even if they did it without saying L'shem kedushat tefillin, and you don't have another ones, you're allowed to use them. Ach nachon shelo yivarech aleim, don't make a bracha on them. So it's powerful stuff here. Mamash, like you have to, yeah, yeah, you have to mamash do it, right? Okay, he says over here like this. He says. Fine. 186, he says, the Sefer Kavanot, he says that one should tan 2 sheets of leather, one for the strap of the tefillin shel rosh, one for the strap of the tefillin shel yad. Okay, fine. And he says it, okay, fine. He says the Havaya, Adnut, different names of Hashem. This is getting into Kabbalah. Fine. Right? It is recommended. Right? That's what it says, Miyotov. Right? It's recommended that one declare when slicing the hide into straps, that's one's intention for the sake of secondary tefillin, technically, however, this is not necessary. Meaning that even from the beginning, it's when you're cutting them, even say, not only when you're tanning them. Because remember, first of all, they cut them, and after cutting them, now we come and we me'abed otam to process them. So it's not even the cutting. Yes, even the cutting. Okay, fine. Halacha vav. The tzot tefillin ben meor ben miklaf kshirot. Doesn't matter whether it's going to be out of parchment, right? Or if someone makes tefillin straps out of parchment, it's still going to be kosher. So imagine you took parchment and you made the straps. It's kosher. Yeah, even strapped, right? Next, ritzuot shchorot. Now we're going to get a very important halacha. It says over here like this: Halacha Moshe Sinai is that it has to be black, meaning the straps have to be black. Okay, the outer side of the straps. So this applies also to tefillin shalosh and also tefillin shel yad. Doesn't matter what both. And it says if they're not black, they're not kosher. So the inner side may be any color other than red. It cannot be red. So on the inside it could be white, it could be whatever you want, but not red. Which one? Yeah, it cannot be red. So he comes down and he says like this. He says, there was a whole question why, right? If you look on the previous page, you have it. Why not red? So that the Gemara says, right in the bottom of 134, he says one must not color the straps to red because it's dishonorable. And another reason also, right? He says Rashi explained the first reason that when people will see the red strap, they will suspect that the wearer suffers from a neurosis and constantly scratches his arm until he bleeds. And he says the second reason is that he doesn't want to spell it out because people suspect that this man had relations with his wife while she was in Ida, and then he got why? There's a whole question: are you allowed to do with tefillin on? You know that? There's a whole question. There's a halacha. We'll speak about it. So he says now like this: the outer side of the straps must be smooth, side of leather, right? Meaning the side from which the animal's hair grew. If someone painted the inside black and the outer side right, and not the outer side, the straps are not kosher until he does the outer side as well. Basically like this. Obviously, you're not allowed to have tefillin on, right? Because it's kedusha. But you have to remember, in the olden days, they used to wear tefillin all day. So imagine they would have a relation and immediately put on tefillin. It wasn't like something, nowadays you think, I leave the tefillin in synagogue. That's not a chokhmah. Majority of people have tefillin on all day. So they're going to suspect, hey, 1 second, why is it all blood? Why is it all red? I say, hey, what's the... Okay. Yeah. Okay. Fine. So anyway, but here it says that you have to actually do the inner side and outer side because what does that mean? Meaning the inner side could be any color other than red, but the outer side has to be black. What if you do the opposite? So again, then you have to do the outer side as well black. Halacha chet. Okay, it's not necessary to blacken the edges on the sides of the straps, even though they are visible when one wears them. Meaning only the actual the front has to be black. The sides do not have to be black. Okay, nowadays a lot of times what they do is they make everything black, so that way even if the top part cracks or whatever it is, underneath it's still black because since they blacken the entire thing, like they soaked it in the black dye, so therefore the entire thing is always going to be black. So even if it does get scratched or whatever, it's going to be black.